welcome to all my new subscribers, and for my oldie, but you know you are a goodie. Welcome back. So the heat wave is finally over, and we are back to normal temperature like summer temperature. So I'm very happy for that because we had 4 days of strictly heat and it was unbearable, and now we are back into normal scheduled program with the weather, and I'm grateful for that. Breeze a blow and the sun is just nice. You can go outside, you can walk, and it's very nice. So yeah, the weather gonna be in the 20s, and all next week you're gonna go back up into like 30, 31. We can work with that, but anything over that, my love, no sir, it's too hot. And yeah, 31 degrees Celsius. Yeah, it's good from next week, okay? But this week you're gonna be just be in the 20s, which is very workable. You know, I enjoy that 4 weeks of heat was something to. So the record has been broken to 37 point, I think it's 37.3 degrees Celsius. The record broken from the previous, it was 36. So this year is the hottest month in June, like in terms of the heat wave on record. It broke the previous record. The previous record was 35. So for 4 days consecutively, it broke 30, from 30, it broke 36, 36, 36, 37. Okay? Yes, my love. And the thing about that heat wave, I'm telling you, like when it was like 8 o'clock, when you think like say the temperature gonna go down, my love, it thing escalate. It was going up like from, it was one time it was like 9 o'clock and we still had like 30 or 30 degrees. But finally we are in the real good deal now. Summer this year is great. It's gonna be great because normally we usually get like a lot of rain, but this year I can see that summer gonna be great. You know, as long as that is like 30 degree and like 20, anything above that like 35, we can really handle it. Anyway, we are conversating as well. Hope you all had a restful weekend, and also you are in the best of health. For those of you who usually catch me on 3 o'clock, I'm back to doing the school run as well. You know, it's like 2 more weeks before school close. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to that. I cannot wait for that as well. When school break up, school gonna break up the 17th, so I'm looking forward for that. Before it used to break up like the second week, but because of COVID, they had extended to 1 extra week, and the what happened, they never changed it back. So we are just still here cruising and grooving to it. Anyways, my weekend was good. I watch if you are into football, I was watching football yesterday. Canada and South Africa play. So South Africa was in the knockout. We are now they are in the knockout stage of the World Cup. So South Africa get knocked out yesterday of the World Cup. Canada score 1 goal, 1-0, 1-0, and South Africa is out. And so any team that is playing from now, England gonna play Tuesday, which is tomorrow. England gonna face Panama tomorrow. I think it's 9 p.m. 9 p.m. or 8 p.m. tomorrow. So two matches gonna play tomorrow. So now when it comes in the knockout stage, usually you have like 3-4 matches, but when it comes in knockout stage, it's like something you have to. Yesterday we only had like they only had like one match yesterday, which was Canada versus South Africa, as I said previously. So yeah, so Ivory Coast is still in the running in the knockout stage. You also have like some still a good bit of the African countries still in the World Cup, which is amazing. The you know, Cape Verde, I think Cape Verde gonna play today against Argentina, the defending champion. You know, whatever the result is, I must say I never heard of Cape Verde, and I'm very happy that this World Cup have shown you know, show up a lot of these countries for us to know. And you know, Cape Verde is a part of the continent, and I never know. So I'm happy that World Cup, that this is their first time. And I must say hats off to the other players, or the coach, and the manager, and also the supporters. I become a supporter of Cape Verde because through the World Cup, and coming in as an underdog, never heard of them before, and the way they play, they're enthusiastic, they were so, and I'm very happy and they forward and they reached to the knockout stage. Whatever happened today with them, between them and Argentina, I'm gonna wish them all the best. I'm gonna root for them still. Win, draw, or lose, I'm still gonna be proud of Cape Verde footballers, what they have achieved for their country, and big up themselves. And a win or a draw for Cape Verde is a win for the continent, because they are they are part of the continent. Just mean that different countries made up the continent. So one Africa, we say. So with Luther, we still have there is still Ivory Coast, we have Ghana there, we have Cape Verde, and some other countries from Africa still in the World Cup knockout stage. Big up on yourself, proud of you all, and proud of you all, and those of you who get to see it live, you have witnessed something memorable. There's a lot of underdogs, especially in the World Cup, that is happening, that people didn't realize that would have reached the knockout stage, and some of those big giants, they get knocked out, and they are not going to go to the knockout stage, which is the second round, the round of 32. So as you can see now, it's getting very intensified now with the World Cup, like, because long as you play a match, you lose it, you're out. And that is the time when football is really, really exciting, because everybody gonna bring out their best, and I'm so I was so sad for Scotland, but I must say, big up Scotland. You have leave a mark, you played your heart out, soul and heart out, and better luck next time. And after 26 years of not being in the World Cup, and you finally qualify after that, yes, and you did your they did Scotland proud. Big up yourself. We are part of the UK, so big up yourself, and we are proud of you. When it comes to football, Scotland play for their country. They play for their own so big up Scotland. Scotland, yeah. The island, so big up Scotland. They call them the Tar Party, because they was in like the state Boston in the United States, and everybody like speaking highly of them. So big up yourself, Scottish. I feel Scottish people are more friendly, and also they are better than Londoners, I'm telling you, and because I can see from the way they are interacting and stuff like that. I know a lot of people might say, oh, because football or whatever. No, Scottish, they are more like them not hasty like Londoners. Them people who born here, Londoners, normal of them. It's not like that. Yeah, another topic I want to talk to you about. I have my water, because them bit humid. Although this is not like hot, it's very humid, so I have to drink my water. When it comes to summertime here in the UK, I feel like I tend to drink a lot more water than it is a winter time, because I feel like, because of sound out, your throat keep like dry out a lot, as well as when it comes to my hair as well. It's like my hair dry out a lot. So sometimes I don't like to get my hair done. I like to keep it up like this in a bun and just wrap it, hence the reason why my hair is like this. I kind of wrap my hair wrong. That is why my hair is like that. And because it's dry out a lot, really, really quick, and I have to put a lot of thing. These things I want to talk about this before I forgot. In terms of please don't forget, if you are new here, thumbs up the live streaming, share it with somebody, and join the conversation. When I talk about conversation, we are talking about anything, okay? We are talking about anything, meaning say we are talking like what is happening in the world or around us or whatever, something like we can speak. But now we not calling the name, we're not chatting, we just speak on global issue, or something that is very entertaining and that you can conversate and let the conversation go. For example, now I want to, before I forget, because the brain go is not young like one time, so when I remember something I have to speak on it, right? I want to speak on parents, right? Parents, I want to encourage you, yeah? I want to let you know, let your children choose whatever profession or or what they want to become, or when they come at when they're gonna start GCSE and they want to say, oh, I want to study this, just encourage them and, you know, and support them. We need to stop use our children to live our dream, because I find that happen a lot. I'm speaking about from a melanated point of view, like in our community. I see that happening a lot. I can speak about that. I can't speak about anybody else's, but I'm talking about that because that is what I grew up with. Especially people from, you know, it's like they want to become doctor, lawyer, doctor, lawyer, or no, they want doctor, lawyer, pilot, policeman, and all them thing. It's time for us to have this different mindset and let children choose. When they're gonna do GSC and they want to choose their subject, let them choose what they want to do. It's their life. They're gonna have to live with that. You tends to want to live your dream to in your children, because you didn't get the opportunity to do that. You want to say, oh, I wanted to become a lawyer, I wanted to become a doctor. Stop live your dream to your children. Like congratulate them, like, yeah, they finish high school, they graduate high school, they're going to university, they're going to college, they're going to university. Encourage them, you know, instead of having them living your dream like you wanted to become that. So you are telling your child, oh, you should study to become a doctor, you should study to be an engineer, you should study. There are a lot of people doing these they have their bachelor degree, they have their doctorate, they are, and when they get big now, and they realize when they started, they never like, they do it because of you, they didn't want to hurt your feelings, and now they are stuck now because that is what they wanted to do, that is what they wanted to get in the feel of. So please love your children, encourage them, but allow them to pick the field or the profession or whatever they want to do. Just encourage them. For example, sometimes they can choose like subjects and say, oh, I want to do these subjects, and they can do them, and then after they can say, oh, mommy, you know, I don't want to do this again, I want to do. They can have a change of heart. Encourage them and say, oh, it's okay, I support you. Not tell them, oh, you know, no, that is not good. Like, encourage them. Yeah, encourage them. Like when they say they want to change their thing, encourage them as well. For example, I had, like, in school, they had a choice, like going into secondary school over here, you have a choice of either French or Spanish, right? And I my daughter, we all of us, me, hubby, and her, and we said, like, okay, French, right? Between French and Spanish, which one do you think you wanna do? She said she's learning, she said like Spanish is more thing. So we said, okay, if Spanish is something that you love and you want to do, yeah, then let's just choose it. Just choose Spanish, because I was giving her example, right? Like, for example, when it comes to Spanish, Spanish is a language that is being spoken in a lot of different countries, right? While with French now, French is only like France. You understand? You might have like a French guy and a French some. That's why maybe it's just like might be three little country just that speaks French. But with Spanish, it's more broader thing. Like, you can go to different countries, more countries that speak French, Spanish. I mean, not French. So I said, okay, Spanish. You know, and I say, okay, do Spanish. If you want to pick up like French when you reach like in Form 3, like year 9, year 10, and you want to add French as part of your thing, you can do that. But Spanish is like more spoken more. So in case you're gonna go traveling, it's more easier for you. But you can always pick up French as you get up in year 9 or year 10. You can choose to do French if you wish. But I feel like Spanish should be. What do you think? And she agreed, like, yes, Spanish, and then she gonna do Spanish, because they had a choice between French and Spanish, and yeah, Spanish. I said Spanish, right? She already using her lingo to do. I know a few bits of Spanish, you know, so I was just teaching her. Even before, when she was in primary school, I used to speak the little Spanish. I can count from 1 to 10 in Spanish, right? And also I know, like, say good morning, good afternoon. You know, I know little bit of Spanish, you know, and like gracias, muy bien, como esta, como están, and all these things. I know them from school. You know, yeah, the brain still working here, and I can speak, and I can count in Spanish. Like from 1 to 10, I can say it's uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, diez. Yes, me know because from 1 to 10 in a Spanish. So there's certain thing like casa gonna be house, you know, and these things, and Nino gonna be like Nino gonna be for girl, and Nina a boy, and more than one, you know. Yes, me remember little Spanish from school. So I tell her like Spanish is something at least you can teach me as well, you know, and all these things. So yeah, that is what I want to talk to you about before I forget. When it comes to like Spanish, and like it's a good subject for your child to do like Spanish. It's very good, especially gonna be somebody gonna travel as well. Spanish is very good to know as well. You know, sometimes you hear a lot of people talk about, oh, speak proper English, and oh, English is not spoken a lot. You understand? Spanish is a more broader language that is spoken more. You understand? In a lot of countries, you know. So even if you have the you're fluent in, it's better you're fluent in a lot of different languages as well than you think. And it's easy because you have lingo. You can learn Spanish. You can learn to speak in Swahili from Kenya. You can speak Yoruba and all these things. Yoruba. I hope I'm pronouncing. If I'm not pronouncing it, you understand. And you can learn to speak. So you know, I think I'm gonna learn to speak Spanish more, so at least like what we can do like in the morning, me and the girls, we can like tell it will help her with her Spanish, especially when she gonna do it in secondary school. It will help her. So like say good morning, you know, we're gonna say buenos dias, good morning, you know, and then in afternoon they say buenas tardes, that's the good afternoon. You understand? And you know, and all these things, like when we're gonna form sentence, like if you want like to form a sentence to say vamos amigos, meaning let's go friends. So Spanish is something that is like it's easy to learn than French. French is too hard. I can't manage French. I will easily stick to Spanish. Yeah. So if you want to speak on anything, let me know. As I said, the weather is really gorgeous as well. The weekend for me was good. We went to the park. Me, hubby, and the girls went to the park Saturday, and it was really, really cool and nice and everything. We had a great time. Now the girls are back to school. I will not be able to go to the park, like, you know, until like if like Friday time, like if the sun is hot, like, and it's not any rain or anything, I like it in the 20s, and so I can take them to the park. I think. Thank you all for the thumbs up. Thank you all for still being here as well. Yeah, I'm really, really gonna enjoy this summer. I'm looking forward to go to the beach as well. Looking forward to go to the beach, you know. With me, hubby, and the girls, looking forward to go to the beach as well and spending quality time together as a family. When it's summertime, it's like we have more time to spend together. You know, you don't sometimes you just have to just work with what you have and just enjoy summer. We, you know, most of the time sometimes hubby has at work, so when he take time off from his holiday, when he take his holiday, and we get to spend time and we spend time, I'm gonna try, like I usually go in the park, and I usually, me and the girls, we usually have like a good time, you know, and then hubby usually come and meet us in the park after work. So that is how summertime usually be for us. But now football is showing. If football is showing, like we will have to look at the date, like when football will, you know, and so that it will not collide. Also athletics gonna happen in like usually have like this competition here in the UK, where, you know, in August, where I love athletics, so I don't want to miss it as well. So it is a really good can't wait for summer, because summer is something, so you get like you get like to rest and you know, and rejuvenate yourself, because that 4 days that we got it was really needed as well. Okay. And when it in terms of the World Cup, yeah, I find like there was so much of controversial issue around this World Cup. This is a World Cup that have so much of thing, you know, and it's so sad that you of what happening around the World Cup and what take place. Also, my thoughts are with the people of Venezuela. For those of you who are following, I hope you all know that the Venezuela had an earthquake, and there's a lot of casualties as well. I read from the from social media, you know, that from the newspaper, I think from the Daily Mail or the Sun, that there's two footballers. There's an upcoming footballer. He lost his life, you know, in the Venezuelan earthquake. Also, a footballer, he lost his wife. Allegedly, let me say allegedly, because listen to me, I don't want to get let me just not put out a broad statement. Allegedly, from the Sun Mirror newspaper article on Facebook, me gonna use allegedly. Unless me see a video with the husband coming out and speak and say he lose his wife, then me go say okay, me go remove. And but allegedly he lose his wife and his two children, his daughter and his son. It's so sad. There's a lot of children that lost their life in this Venezuelan earthquake. They're still going to the rubble, and they will say the death toll will be going up as well. Roughly they said at that time there was like 900 and something person already lost their life. There's a lot of casualties. There's a lot of persons who get injured. There is still a lot of people unaccounted for. So the total will go up in terms of fatality, like you know, person. And my thoughts are with this person. So please, you know, we have to be grateful. Sometimes when we live in these parts, we never know what can happen. In the Caribbean, we usually get get storm, hurricane. In here, we usually get like in this part, you have to expect anything. I always say that what does not happen in a century, it can happen in a day. And there's so much global warming is really happening, because there is so much things that is currently happening in the world every day, and then sometimes you want to question why does it happen. Okay, if you are living in the UK, let me know how is the weather on your end. You know, even Ireland, Irish, Scotland, Glasgow, this part of the UK, right? They never experienced high temperature like that last week, and they was experiencing that. I must say, when I went to the grocery shopping on Saturday, I was so disappointed with the way how some of y'all, when y'all shop, the way y'all shop and your behavior. Like for example, we had just a heat wave just for 4 days, right? And it was unbearable for majority of us. Some people say they love it, but me didn't love it, because me in the Caribbean, it can't compare that heat. This was heat was feeling. In the Caribbean, I get sunshine. It was unbearable. The heat was locking. Me was sweating. I was drinking water so much, and the more water you drink, the more thirsty. I feel like I was in the Sahara Desert, and I was trapped there for hours and waiting for a rescue team to come. And that is how I feel in the flat. When you go outside, it was worse. Cold, just hot breeze a blow. Hot breeze a blow, but it was hot. When the breeze blowing, it was hot air, and it was so unbearable. Nothing you do could have cooled you down. Fan a blow hot air, nothing. You just needed to just get water, and like I feel like the more you pour water, it's like you get more humid, you get more sticky. It was so uncomfortable. And person went to the grocery shop. I know it was hot, but you are behaving like it was the end of, like, I behave like something major happened, like can't go outside as we are locked down. You all went in the grocery shop and your people take up everything on the leave, no, and I would blame Lidl. Your grocery shop, you all should have restocked these shelves immediately. I can understand that I went into the grocery shop 20 past 8. 20 past 8 in the morning, I roughly reached there. I think like 8:50, 10 past 8, I reached in the grocery shop. And when I went in there was no ice, water gone. There was water gone. The most expensive water was there. right? They had water, but the most expensive water was left. Other water gone, right? I must say. Ice, the whole freezer of the ice was empty. Ice lolly empty. There was nothing there that you wanted. When you go to the vegetable section, the tomatoes, where was the tomatoes? Disappear. Cucumbers was disappear. Um, um, the long tomato, no tomato, no long cucumber was there. There was no salad tomatoes. There were no salad tomato. There was a few peppers there. I had to purchase it. It was very soft. I had to purchase it. I had no choice. It was like a tsunami went through in the grocery shop. Like people just buy things without even thinking of anybody else. It's like everything, like what I normally purchase, I could not have gotten in the grocery shop when I went there Saturday. I don't understand why you all behave like this. When a little heat wave or a little, they say we're gonna get like a little storm, you all will go in there and you all will behave like if the storm gonna happen for the whole of the month, or we're gonna have like a heat wave. You all went in there and you all will just go and you all just buy out everything that was there. You understand? There was I was telling my daughter, look, there's no ice in here. There's no, where's the ice? And until I have to ask like you know, I had to ask like those person walking on the floor, like um can you get some ice in the back? Can I get her ice? Can I get water? Do you have water in the back? They will say no. No, the water. There's no this. There's no that. And it has been happening. The bread shelf, hey, it's like it was like a tsunami on the bread shelf. Last week it was the same thing. The bread, the bread disappear. You understand? The bread disappeared off the shelf. They had like a few breads there, but the expiry date was the day, like Saturday. It was gonna expire the same day, which makes no sense because I need bread to make sandwiches in the week for the girls and also hobby. There was not a bread that had like a longer date, you know, expiry date. And you know, I was so disappointed. I'm gonna see what's gonna happen this Saturday. If when I go, if it's gonna be the same thing gonna happen. You all need to do better, man. One a little thing, you all don't need to go in there and just buy everything like it's gonna, like it's the end. No, need to do better, man. You know, you all need to do better. Trust me. You all need to do better. It's, you all too disgusting. When it comes to a little heat wave, you all buy everything like it's like, and then when it happen, the children are going back to school today. You know, understand? I understand when school is on vacation, like summertime. I expect you all to go in there and buy loads of things because you know when children home, they might eat more. They eating more. And because they're in school, every minute they're hungry, hungry. That's why we take my girls and them outside, you know, because we can't deal with them inside. They make, mommy, me want it. When they do outside, they want to come down. Whatever we take to the park, they eat. And when they come back inside, they have their dinner, and that's it. I cannot, this, thing is so hard to open. Sometimes it will come up easy. Okay, I'm gonna drink a bit of water. You see, yeah. So let me know how are you enjoying the live streaming. As I say, we are just conversation. We are just talking normal. You know, yeah. I did some. I was today. What I did some laundry this morning. I'm just gonna let you know my business a little bit. I did some laundry this morning, and I cleaned some chicken for tomorrow, which to cook for dinner. You know, cause I cook to listen to me. When I'm in the Caribbean, I can cook every day, but in this country, I can't cook every day, my love. Mm-mm. I cook for 2 days, my love. It's not the same, yeah. No, no, no. It's gonna be too much. You need to rest. You need to have me time. You need to rest. Yeah, it's too much. You know, I miss going out on the porch. back in the Caribbean, I used to be on my porch, just soaking in the sun and the breeze blowing and everything. I like that as well. I miss going to the beach regularly, river, going to the river, wash my clothes, hand wash, wash my clothes. Washing machine don't really wash your clothes like how you will wash it with your hand, you know. And the thing with here, like the detergent are meant for machine. So if you try to use this detergent, laundry detergent on your hand, excuse me, it gonna damage your hand. Because in the Caribbean you have like we call it like breeze. Is like you have it ladders in the water. Because this water is very hard, that's why you have washing machine. You have to wash your clothes in the washing machine and have laundry detergent or soap powder. You understand? Soap powder to go in the machine. Washing on your hand using this thing is gonna damage your hand because it's not meant for hand washing. But in the Caribbean you have breeze, you have soap you wash. Um and in your clothes, I feel like when I wash with my hands, the clothes I used to feel like my clothes wash more cleaner and it's more, I can get out the little gritty thing, wash under the arm, gritty. When you use the paper machine for wash, it don't do the same. It does not do the same job like how your hand will. But when you are in Rome, they say you have to do what the Romans do. So that is what I'm doing. You understand? I'm not gonna damage my hand. To do the hand wash, you have to put it in the machine. You know, but you know the Caribbean, people in the Caribbean now have washing machine now. But they still do them washing for them hands still. But in the days like when you feel like if you have too much clothes and stuff like that, you can do like your school uniform, you can wash it in hand. But like if sheet and stuff like that, you can put it in the washing machine and wash. If I was in the Caribbean, I would think I would have a washing machine because I feel like growing up and being washing on your hand for all these years, I feel after a while it take a toll on your hand as well. And when you go in the river, you have to stand up in the water. And then I feel like sometimes your body, as you get older, you know, really can manage this stand-up business and a wash clothes, lift up clothes, put it on your head and come up. You know, miss those things. I will like, you know, to do it again, you know, going to the river, wash clothes and bring up on a plenty, just a little small basin and just bring it up, you know. It's nice. It's a nice growing up in the Caribbean. I want to trade my childhood for anything else because childhood here in the Caribbean, in this foreign land, is very boring and dull and it's not nice because it's like you don't have the outdoors. Like every day you come from school, you can just go outside, go in your yard, you have your own yard, you run up with your children, you play little football, cricket, netball, you play button tape, marble tape, you're the outside, you're skipping rope, you play moral, you play jacks on the concrete and you enjoy yourself. Right? You have your own idea. When the children come from school, you're the outside, then my run up and down and play, you don't have to worry. Because I can be in the house, the window open, the door open, my children in the front room and the front yard and them a play. Right? Yeah, because most of this we live in, most of us in the country, in this United Kingdom, whether you're born here, you're white, Japanese, Spanish, Chinese, whatever, majority of us live in a social housing, meaning say your social housing, meaning some of us pay for our own rent and sometimes some of people they can benefit. Who is working but still can't really afford it? Yes, my love. Damn, that are some people just they on it. This is the benefit and all these things. Which in a Caribbean you not get these things there. You get a little social benefit, but your housing you have to find your own way. But like you have your own front garden, your back garden, you have front yard, you run up and down, you play a child, so they're always active. Here, that is why they have park. You have to come out your house, take your children to the park, and you have to monitor them when they're in the park. And then because of so much children using the equipment, you know, you have to be considerate your child, they to the community and they just think. Back in the Caribbean, we make up we have your own swing. We can make up your own swing in your yard. You can do your own play. You can pick your football. You can do whatever. Nobody can disturb you. Your neighbor can come over, your friend can come over, your kid, and enjoy yourself. Right? But here it's very more because of social housing. Most person they call it council flat. That means you rent for the council or the social housing most person. Or if you have the private rent, the back garden, it's not ready yet. It's like no. Unless if in a countryside, it might have a big garden. It's very boring. Like you have to always monitor your children every day. So you can't be in your house like up on a top floor and just tell children go on outside go play. Unless they're a teenager, they can monitor themselves and come back home. But when you have to monitor them out. You have to go outside with them. It's very boring. So if you have the opportunity like to have your children experience or and go in the Caribbean and go like 6 months or whatever and experience life and go to school there and experience the outdoors, what it's like, do that, my love. Do that. Do and do that because listen to me. Yeah. They will love they will thank you and they will love themselves for that. They will love and thank themselves for that. So if you can give them that opportunity to do that as well. Yeah, and that is what I want to talk to you about. So yeah, I'm gonna go off of the live streaming and hope that we'll come back and we'll conversate and have chat as well. Yeah, and I can't wait for school to close because I'm just ready. I'm just ready to just get up in the morning. We go to the park and we just have time. When we are going to the park, I have to just make sure I monitor Monday to we go to the park. Sometimes we go to the park every day. I will make sure I do my laundry like in the night. So in the morning I hang it out. And if I have to cook, I get up early, cook dinner, and then we head to the park and have a good time. And make sure I have the plan to what we're gonna take for lunch and stuff like that. Most of the time, I think like we might be carrying pizzas and make pizzas. We take pizzas and stuff like that for them. Yeah, and just have a good time. And I freeze the juice or whatever for the girls so I can take them with me when we're going. So yeah, thank you all beautiful people for stopping by today. I'm gonna love you and leave you until next time. Be good to yourself and always remember that self-love is the best love. Thank you all for those of you who thumbs up the live stream and share it, like, comment, and always come on my live streaming to show me love and support. Thank you all. For those of you who follow me for my shorts, my live streaming, or my longer version video, thank you all. And I see you beautiful people in the next one. Bye.